Plant-based morning show. It's 11:02 a.m. on Wednesday, December 7th. Second day in a row, back to the normal time. Feels pretty good. And I am excited to just do a good old normal show. We've got some fun headlines. We have the big thing today is the Veg News' top 22 vegan headlines of 2022. Since the show is all about headlines, or has kind of become that way, it seems an appropriate topic. All right, let's add Doug here and see how he's doing. I have a hint at what he's doing. All right, there he is. He's doing it. Looks like an artistic pensive shot.
Oh, hey, how's it going, Matt? Good to see you.
Good. How are you doing? Good to see you, Doug.
Yeah, good to see you too. It's what is it? Wednesday? Wonderful Wednesday morning.
Wednesday, yep. Day. Our second day of the week for this show, but yes, it is Hump Day, and man, it feels like to me like it should be Friday by now because I'm like in that dragging, not jet lag, like debilitating jet lag, but just I haven't seen the sun in 20 days, I think. So that's killing me. It's just I'm just not all there.
How has the transition back to East Coast time worked out for you?
I've gone to bed at like 7:30 and 8:30, and both nights I've woken up at 3 a.m. and kind of been up for the day, but I've sort of managed to fall back asleep between then and 5. So I'm still on the other time zone, basically. But it's okay. But I need some sunlight. It's killing me.
You got to do that morning. Got to get your ancestral tenets going and get out and get your feet in the grass and sun on your eyes.
There's no sun though.
Oh yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. It's kind of rainy.
And the Germany trip was all rain and clouds, and it got dark at 4:30 every night, and sun didn't come until 7:30. So it was just a lot of darkness, and it still is. So, but my ring light is on. That's pretty bright right now.
You look healthy and vibrant.
yeah. Notice I'm wearing a flannel shirt today, Doug.
I did.
Does this count as? So I told Erin I was wearing a flannel shirt, and she said, "Which one?" And I said, "Well, this blue and black one I have." And she said, "Oh, that's not flannel. That's just plaid or something."
Yeah. Okay.
But it is. But exactly. It's the same. I think it's the same material as your shirts.
Right? Flannel.
It's a soft. Yeah. It's not like it's stiff.
Like is it? Okay, not as stiff. Yeah, not like a dress shirt.
No, right.
Okay.
I don't know, but maybe not the right pattern, I think, for flannel. I don't know.
Says he missed the look, which is a good reminder that we post all these. She missed the look.
That was one of our regulars.
I know. I always do that. I'm sorry. Yeah. She said that, which is a good reminder that we post all these on the Plant-Based Morning Show Instagram account. So you should definitely like and follow us over there.
Yes.
And so if you do happen to miss the live, you can go back and rewatch it because this was a good intro today. I don't know. That was a good one. I thought
your little entrance, you mean?
My little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that was pretty good. Yes. After yesterday's ending, you left us all with the sad, confused thing about that you don't like dogs, and it was I don't know, just a weird, somber ending. So hopefully we can get back on track today. We have some fun things. Pretty light. I mean, it's kind of a normal show. I'm finding myself, maybe it just has to do with the jet lag, but like I'm just not in the vegan news rhythm. So I'm, like usually when I'm doing it every day, and then the Monday I sort of like catch up or like get ahead, and I just sort of have a sense of what's going on. Right now I have none. I'm just like it's just all over the place. So I'm finding these compilation things. They seem like the right thing to do right now. But there's no flow right now. And then maybe it's the news that there's not a whole lot of stuff happening. Because some days
on the holidays,
Yeah, I think it is that lag. But anyway, we've got one that I think your mom sent this in.
My mom actually sent me 2 articles yesterday. One of them I haven't passed along yet because I haven't read it. But this first one is big news. I'm excited about this one.
It is big news. And I don't know how, well, maybe someone can fill us in here. The news, the headline is from CNN.com, mainstream site. Philadelphia is launching a plant-based cream cheese, and that's Philadelphia, the cream cheese company, of course. I have seen this picture on Veg News' Instagram feed like for months, and I don't know when they reported on it or what it was, but I think it like wasn't fully out, and now it's still not fully out. So I don't quite get what is new. But what's happening? The headline right now, or the news is It's now available in grocery stores in Atlanta, Houston, Miami, and other locations in the Southeast, which could be us, with a wider rollout plan for summer 2023. So they had been testing this before. That's what I think the news was before. So I don't know. Maybe this is just expanded testing, but it certainly wasn't on CNN before that I know of. So that to me is actually the most interesting part, is that this is making mainstream waves. It's Kraft Heinz, who we know has done a handful of things in the vegan space. They've got that NotCo that they're kind of partnering with, and they're making a bunch of their stuff in vegan versions and at least trying it out. This one is made from coconut oil and faba bean protein. Faba, F-A-B-A, which I Googled, and that is the same as fava beans.
It is the same, or it's not the same?
It is the same. Yeah, I was because aquafaba is what they call the chickpea liquid, and that is also sometimes used in these things. But faba bean is the same as fava bean, as far as I can tell. And it's going to cost $6.49 for a little tub of it, compared to $4.57 for the traditional. Yeah, and so there's no mention in here of microbes or precision fermentation or 3D printing, and I'm thinking, what am I paying that premium for when we've got the Kite Hill? I think it's made from almonds and no coconut oil as far as I know, and that stuff's pretty good. I've been fairly satisfied, and I eat cream cheese about twice a year, so I don't know. I mean, it just seems like they're a little late on this.
Yeah. So here are my thoughts on this. One, I'm excited about it and I'm happy about it because I think that Philadelphia has a reach and Kraft has a reach that Kite Hill doesn't, that Miyoko's doesn't, that all of these kind of smaller plant-based companies don't. And so they can get into different random grocery stores, kind of lower end grocery stores and things like that may not have some of the plant-based options that, a higher end grocery store might have. So I don't know if they're going to be doing that in every single place that it carries traditional cream cheese, if they're going to have the plant-based version, but I have a feeling that they will have a bigger reach and they will be able to be in front of more people. I am very concerned about the price, though. I think that, very few people are probably going to look at that and say, I'm willing to pay $2 more for a plant-based version, unless that's a goal of yours. But, if it's next to it and you're like, I'll probably go with the cheaper one. But what I thought was kind of interesting is they kind of acknowledge that it's not as good.
Yeah, I know.
In the quotes from Kraft, they were like, let's see, I
think they said this is not a taste match for the original or something like that.
Right. That they wanted it to melt the same. They wanted to have some dairy properties, but that it's not going to match. It's not a taste match of an existing product, which kind of disappointed me a little bit. But at least they're owning that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm ready. I'm gonna go ahead and predict failure for this one. I think this is not going to be a success because I don't think they don't know who this is for. Because I don't think, as you said, it's going to reach more people. The person who may not be searching for vegan cream cheese so much may just happen to see it, and when that happens, like in the case of the Impossible Whopper, someone might go ahead and just get that because it's the same experience basically, and it's a similar price. In this case, I don't think, like you said, no one's going to see that price and say, well, I'm just going to pay $6.50 for this cream cheese. Now, it's only $2 more. So if you're buying one tub of cream cheese every 2 months or less, this is not a huge impact on your bottom line. So maybe that price won't sway people that much. But, to me, it would. I wouldn't be that eager to pay $6.50 for a tub of cream cheese, especially when, in my opinion, there are smaller, more niche kind of brands that are probably doing a better job. Like I mentioned, I like the Kite Hill. Mr. Jeffrey here says Vitalite cream cheese is good. And he made a similar comment about that. It'd be nicer if Kraft acquired those sort of companies rather than push them out with this. But yeah, I don't think they will push it out because to me, like the people who are vegans are really going to keep buying that stuff, I think, because they'll probably suspect that it's better. And I bet it is. Now, I'd like to try this still. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like I don't know who this one's really for.
Right. The whole health experience says Kite Hill is not a taste match either. It is good, but not a match. And I think that is, what I worry about with this one is they want people to choose this over the regular traditional, I imagine. I guess that's what Kite Hill wants as well, but, or Miyoko's. Miyoko's tastes nothing like cream cheese to me. Like nothing like traditional cream cheese.
Right. I don't really like that one too much.
Oh, I love it. We love it. We get it all the time. We eat it as cream cheese. We eat it as, just a spread on something. I mean, I guess that's what cream cheese is, but but not just like bagels or something like that, but we'll put it on a piece of toast and then put some avocado on top or something like that. And I think it's great, but it tastes nothing like cream cheese. It's just a plant-based spread that is a good alternative, I guess, to cream cheese. So I don't know. I'm not, like you said, I'm not entirely sure where they're going with this, but I am excited about it just because anytime a massive company like this can put something with Philadelphia branding on it, I think that they are more likely to be in stores that wouldn't carry Kite Hill or Miyoko.
Yeah, for sure. And it just adds to the general sense I think that people have that plant-based is sort of here to stay, and that you can get lots of products now in plant-based versions, and that's a good story for us to be building over time. And the nutritionist in this article, or whoever it was, someone they were consulting, Crawford, I don't know who that is. They pointed out that like some people just like if you're trying to change your diet, these meat substitutes kind of make sense because it's really hard just to stop eating meat and just remove meat from your diet. But they said like with something like cream cheese or cheese in general, but I think especially something like cream cheese, like it's kind of easy just to not get that anymore. Like just get something else or just put something else in your bagel, or not eat your bagel. I mean, I don't know. So another good point to me is like I just don't know who's going to buy this. But like you said, it's good. I'm glad it's happening. We'll see how it actually goes though. They also, by the way, they developed this thinking that they wanted something that you could spread on a warm waffle. Is that?
Yeah, I heard that too. I thought that was funny. Who puts cream cheese on waffle? I've never heard.
I had no idea.
Maybe I mean maybe that's a thing in like in certain parts of the country or the world, but I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, some people say that the cheeses in Denmark are still really bad. That's a shame. Kite Hill chive flavor is good. You know what's good? Cream cheese and olive sandwiches. I used to eat those all the time, and they were delicious. Kite Hill has the better ingredients and mouthfeel than the other vegan cream cheese. Yeah, what I like about Kite Hill is I think it's pretty much just almonds. I mean, there might be some other stuff in there, but it's like you don't feel like it's any kind of indulgence or guilty thing at all. It's almonds, so it's good.
What is Miyoko's? Do you know?
A lot of her stuff is made from cashews. I don't know if her cream cheese is or not. Not sure. And Steve wants to know if I brought any souvenirs back from my trip. You know what? I did. I got some soccer stuff and things, but of interest for this show, we did grab 11 Kit Kat bars on our way out of the Munich airport in a little store.
Just 11, huh?
They had 12 there. We left one. I think we wanted 10 plus one to have then. That's what we did. So we brought home 10. We ate one by ourselves. So I was pretty happy with that. And then I got a bunch of gummy candies. There's a company called Catches. I think I mentioned this. That makes the McFlurry vegan candy that they put in the McFlurry, in the vegan McFlurry. But a ton of different vegan gummies that types you just can't get here. So I brought those back. More or less, that's it. Some other, like I said, soccer merchandise stuff, but not of interest here. Oh, and some mustard. Here's one right here. I got mustard in a tube from Germany, and it's sitting on my desk. All right,
Matt, I'm doing a little research here.
Okay, great.
Miyoko's is $5.99. Kite Hill is $6.99. And so you'd think that Philadelphia with cheaper ingredients, surely, and the ability to produce something, to producing at a massive scale, would be able to get that price down. It's almost like they're trying to not pull people away from the tradition.
Right. Maybe that's the strategy.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, that would
you
be a
heard
good
here
one.
first.
Okay, good. So I predict it will fail. Doug predicts conspiracy. I like it. All right. Next up, this is I don't know if this is interesting or surprising. This is from Healthline. How ultra-processed foods can raise risk of cognitive decline, and it is from new research. I think just out today or yesterday. Basically demonstrating that ultra-processed food, which is this new buzzword we are hearing all the time, that it can raise your risk of cognitive decline. The kind of punchline of it is that if your daily calorie, in the study, 10,000 individuals, if the daily calorie intake was at least 20% from ultra-processed foods, they had a 25% faster decline in executive functions and a 28% faster rate of overall cognitive impairment. I assume that just means like decline over time, over a long time, like compared to the normal rate of a brain declining, not like you know, a lot of studies they do like very short term, like hour long or half hour, and they see how fast your abilities decline when you're under stress or whatever. But I think they're talking about very long term here.
Well, they looked for 8 years.
Yeah. So long time. So what they're saying, they said ultra processed foods such as hot dogs and frozen pizza. That's their examples, which is just kind of weird to me. I don't even think of those when I think ultra processed. That is not what I think of. I get that certainly hot dogs are very much processed meat. Frozen pizza has refined flour, refined grain in it, but like frozen pizza is sauce and cheese.
I was kind of offended for frozen pizza there. I felt like they were kind of calling out. It seemed like maybe that was something they just whoever wrote the article.
I just lost your sound, Doug. Why did I do that? Why did I?
I've lost your sound.
Yeah, and I lost yours. Okay, we're good now. We both lost each other.
I think I was saying that it seems like maybe the author of the article just kind of threw in some processed foods that came to mind.
Yeah,
but this is fairly significant. 25% faster decline on executive functions and 28% faster overall cognitive impairment. That's like an alarmingly high number in my opinion. That stands out to me, and also from at least 20% of your 20% of your calories, which I would venture to say most people in the United States eat at least 20% of their calories from ultra processed foods. That's not very hard to do when you're eating ultra processed foods because typically they're high in calories.
Right. That would certainly make it pretty easy. So I think you're right about that. That most people are doing that. It depends what you define this. It's a weird, like this ultra processed to me is becoming the new plant based, where it's this ambiguous term that no one knows what it means. Because we've seen it used as like the big attack criticism on plant based meats and cheeses, that these are the ultra processed foods and how bad they could be for you. In this article, they don't really mention those at all. And that was actually the first thing I thought is like, does that mean we should stop eating these plant meats because they're ultra processed? But I truly don't know if they are or not. They later give some more examples, include packaged snacks, chocolates, breakfast cereals, and pre-prepared dishes such as pies, pasta, and pizza. And like, I just don't get what is ultra processed about, say, a pasta dish. I don't know if it has a bunch of processed meats on it. And I get that refined grains are processed, but is it ultra processed? I don't know. So, and then they say later that that's opposed to processed foods that the researchers have defined as foods that commonly have added sugar, oil, and salt. So anyway, I'm really not clear on what these are. But the point is, this stuff makes your brain age faster. So we need to avoid it. But yeah, I mean, this is a big. I think the most interesting thing here is that this affects so many people. Like this is most everybody in our culture, society, country. Are eating that much processed food. So that's not a good thing for sure. And there was one more significant thing here. It was that people whose diet, it seems like independent of your percentage number of processed foods, if the rest of your diet that you were eating was pretty much healthy stuff instead of less healthy stuff, then the impact was lower. So that you could sort of have a protective effect from if you eat lots of fruits and vegetables and things like that. So that's good news for those of us whose processed food comes in the form of plant meats, because usually we're eating a lot of other plants and things.
Right.
So that's a little bit of good news. But makes you want to keep that number down. We've talked about 5 or 10% of your calories as sort of being an acceptable number of junk food, and this certainly reinforces that you definitely got to be way under 20.
Definitely. I do want to call out here that this is a quote here. While this is a study of association, not designed to prove cause. It's not designed to prove cause and effect.
Right.
So it's not necessarily saying that that the ultra processed food is causing the cognitive decline as much as people who eat a substantial amount of ultra processed foods see a faster decline in cognitive function.
So it could be that the cognitive decline causes you to choose unhealthy foods, and you say,
I had that thought.
No willpower. I'm just going to eat whatever.
I had that thought. No, but I mean, I think this right. I mean, it's not that surprising that ultra processed or non-nutritious foods are not good for your brain function. So,
yes,
this is it's good, but it makes me not want to turn away from my frozen pizza intake.
Do you have a high frozen pizza intake?
I haven't had a frozen pizza in a long time. but
I went through a little phase where I was getting them. Like it was one of those family dinner things where like Friday night, and somehow we had planned on doing something, but then dinner never materialized out or something. So like we have to come up with a dinner, and it's 8 p.m. and we're all headed home, and we stop by Publix and grab like 3 different varieties of frozen vegan pizzas and make them, and it's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's when I got into the cauliflower crust pizza. I forget what the brands were, but that was pretty good. Ultra processed though. All right. All right, what's next? This is a quick one, and then we'll get into the main event. This is from Plant-Based News, and the headline is the UK's largest cinema chains to screen PETA's first vegan Christmas advert. Advert being the British slang for advertisement, I suppose. All right, so this is it's a little story. So when you first read this headline, you think, uh-oh, that's not good. This is going to be people, captive audience in a theater ready to watch their movie, and they're going to be subjected to animal cruelty messages and graphic things. It's not that. It's a very cute little turkey named Toby, and it's his story of getting thrown off of a slaughterhouse, truck that he's in, headed for slaughter. He's there with his family. He gets thrown out. Humans rescue him, come to save him, and you see him be raised and loved by humans for I would imagine a year or years, I don't know. And then Christmas comes, and he thinks back to the fate he avoided by escaping it, and he realizes that people eat these turkeys for Christmas dinner, and then his family serves dinner, and you sort of realize at the very end that they served not a turkey, they served him a vegan dinner, and everything ends happily. Is that a fair synopsis, Doug? I watched it one time, and that's what I got.
Yeah, I think that's a fair synopsis. He when he realizes what people are eating on their plate, he sees an ad for a turkey company or something like that, and he begins to freak out.
His very company, I think, that he fell off.
His very company, yeah. And so he begins to freak out, and he runs away, and then they kind of like bring him in and comfort him, and I don't know. I actually kind of thought it was a cute ad, and it was pretty impressive how they could tell a real story in about 30 seconds. Made me feel a lot of emotions. So
what I like about this, to me, this is playing the long game. I don't think many adults are going to be too moved by this. I mean, you said you found emotion. I saw one of the Instagram comments said they cried when they saw this, but I didn't put much stock in that one. But I just have to imagine little children who see this will be impacted, and they're not gonna forgo turkey that Christmas or this Christmas. But I think this plants a seed, and it creates vegans of the future, and I think that's a really, really great thing. To me, that kind of patience in the marketing of this plant-based diet is what we need, much more than the like graphic stuff that's designed to convert immediately. Because I tend to think when you convert someone immediately overnight with stuff like that, it just doesn't tend to last. If you can build a bigger foundation over time, I think you create a much more sticky habit. So I think this is a good thing. I like this a lot. I just like the friendly kind of marketing rather than the other stuff.
Are you gonna sit your kids down and make them watch it like on repeat? Like
PETA's Strategies Adventure Fest, where they pay you $1 to watch their movies.
Yeah, exactly. Or Clockwork Orange, is that the name of the movie?
That's the name of a movie.
Where like they hold your eyes open like this, and you're forced to watch something over on repeat.
That probably is a Clockwork Orange.
Maybe like just.
That's like in my house with Holiday and Handcuffs. We have that one is forced on everyone.
Like Holden's falling asleep. You're like, no, Holden, come on. This is the best part.
But I think this is good. I'm glad to see this. And later they say an out of touch tradition. PETA calls Christmas and the eating of, they're not saying Christmas is out of touch, but the idea of slaughtering and consuming 11 million birds each Christmas is an outdated enterprise propped up by a desire to uphold tradition. And, I think a lot of that is actually accurate. I think a lot of these things we do, we think, what would Thanksgiving be without turkey in this country? And it's just, I don't know. It's tradition, but like a lot of traditions aren't good. So I think that's a very spot on point. And killing animals is at odds with the festive message of love, hope, and joy, and that's totally true. I mean, it's about being nice to everyone. So why would animals be excluded from that?
Yeah.
So,
Stephen adds some international insight here. The Christmas ad is a big deal in the UK, a bit like Super Bowl halftime break. All the companies compete for the best one.
Okay, so this is because I was kind of thinking that this is good that they're having this, but who's really going to notice or pay attention because everybody's getting their popcorn and whatever else at that time. If they eat the popcorn in the UK, do they eat something different? Maybe tea and crumpets or something. But if this is like Super Bowl commercials where people really care, then that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good work, PETA. Never said that in my life before, but now I am. Good job, PETA. Like this. Anything else?
Dale talks about the pardoning of the turkey. I don't know where it came from, but
no, that's when the president picks the turkey.
They pick the turkey? I thought they pardon the turkey.
Thanksgiving they do. I don't.
Well, I guess they're picking the other one turkey. You're picking the other one.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's sad. That's.
I don't even remember. I think I've seen that one time. I don't remember there being two turkeys and one gets picked. I think they had one. Really?
Oh well, I don't know. In West Wing, that's what it was. But I think that's true. Maybe not.
I thought I just saw that there was one turkey and there was a big celebration about how he got pardoned.
Okay,
that might at some point he's picked, but yeah, I think it's stupid. Okay, I'm just sorry. I'm reading more audience things. All right, so that is that one. On to the big event. It's December. It's the end of the year, so I guess I'm thinking there's gonna be a lot of this stuff, Doug, as we head towards Christmas and New Year's. That this show will be a lot of these roundups and wrap ups and gift guides and all that stuff, which is fine with me. I think that's what people are thinking about these days. So it's good. This of course is Veg News, and it's from KFC to Taco Bell. These are our top 22 vegan news stories of 2022. Subheadline has a nice typo in it. From KFC's Beyond Friend Chicken to Taco Bell's exploration of plant-based beef, 2022 was a year filled with exciting vegan news stories. Of course, Beyond Fried Chicken is what they mean there, but we get the point.
Just keep jabbing in that knife, man.
I can't let typos slide in headlines. It just can't. I mean, you can't do it. Put a typo somewhere, but not in your headline or your subheadline. But whatever, it's fine. Good publication. I'm good with Veg News. All right, so they've got a bunch of headlines, and I think they're in order because the top 10 are pretty good, and after that, I found them less interesting. There's some pretty notable absences too, which we can talk about in a minute. But let's just go down them pretty quickly here. Number one, vegan chicken arrives at KFC. Back in January is when this happened, which it seems like it was 3 years ago to me when I was eating KFC vegan chicken. But it was only this year. And it hit 4,000 stores for a limited time, and we were eating it up. But now it's gone, and I haven't heard any news about it coming back. I mean, I assume it's gone because they say here's to hoping that they revive it maybe in 2023. Did you ever get the Beyond Fried Chicken, Doug?
No, I think I told the story maybe on No Meat Athlete Radio where I was on a road trip. I was determined to get it. Went to like multiple KFCs, went way out of my way, and then come to realize that they had just missed the window where they took them all away. So
that's right. And you did a downward facing Doug thing about why do these companies end their tests? You wanted
exactly. Yeah.
You wanted immediate, permanent.
Because it's me. I wanted that chicken. I wanted that.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty good. I remember thinking it was delicious. Fried chicken like that to me is all about the crispy outside, and what's inside is really less important. So it was very easy to make it good, I think, and it was. So I like that one. Got it a couple times at different road trips and things. Number two, this is one that we covered. Animal-free mozzarella cheese targets pizza shops. This is New Culture vegan mozzarella cheese. It's the one that was owned by the multi-billion-dollar Korean company, I think, that apparently has the Red Baron brand and all these others. I guess I missed the part of that story that said they were targeting pizzeria menus nationwide. But that would be good. And what's especially good about this is that this is the precision fermentation type of cheese. So this is the good stuff. I haven't had any precision fermented cheese, I don't think. I've only had it with the animal free whey protein and the new whatever it was called, Brave Robot ice cream. And it's remarkably good. So when they do this with cheese, it's going to be really good, and I'm quite excited for that one.
Yep.
Number three, Starbucks first vegan fall drink. This is another big one that was in the early days of the show, was kind of instrumental. It was their apple
put us on the map.
Their apple crisp oat milk macchiato. I went and got one a couple days and reported on it.
Yeah.
Big news. There's still the vegan milk upcharge, of course. They have to mention that, and they do. But that's good. Number 4, another one, early days of the show. Nostalgia here, Doug. Beyond Orange Chicken lands at Panda Express. I went immediately after the show and I learned this and had to go a lot further than I expected because the one I was going to was actually inside of an amusement park. So I couldn't get in and get it.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And then I went and got a whole bunch and it cost $48 and I did not get nearly that much. It was just, but it was good. I had it for 3 or 4 days in a row. Loved it. And then I got it again recently on a trip to Raleigh, and it was just as good. Maybe not as spicy and good, but pretty tasty. All right, this one I was not even on my radar at all. Number 5, Chicago gets a Whole Foods sized vegan grocery store. It's called Plant X, massive vegan supermarket, and it's only vegan food, which is crazy. Now, as you've often pointed out, Doug, we can include a lot of foods in vegan food that aren't fake meats and fake cheeses. So it's not that crazy. You could have a big giant produce section, and it's all vegan by default. So that's good. They could have beans and grains and all these other good vegan foods that aren't these plant-based processed foods. But anyway, I don't know anything about that store. Have you heard of that ever?
No, I haven't, but it sounds really cool. I mean, it sounds, I would love to go to it. That's for sure. It'd be like a kid in a candy shop, I think, just wandering around trying all these different things. So,
yeah. You think they have samples? You can just try them in the store?
No, but I mean, honestly, it felt that way. Remember my
your Walmart
pilgrimage to Walmart? Yeah,
right.
Like, oh my gosh, all these things, and I just tried all these new things.
Right.
So,
right.
I feel like it'd be like that.
Yeah, it almost
I will say this, as long as, and it sounds like you can, if it's the size of Whole Foods, I imagine it has to be. But as long as you can do, right? Like, how cool would it be if we could go to a grocery store, get all the cheap stuff, cheap beans, cheap produce, cheap rice, cheap pasta, and then also just have endless options or not endless, but have all the options that are available for all the kind
super cool,
junk food stuff. I mean, that would be awesome.
You know, I always wonder this stuff. Like, if 9% of people supposedly are vegan, it just seems like a model that would work. Because if you put this grocery store in any city, you get 100% of the vegans to go to it. Maybe not 100%, but I would think you get a whole lot of people. And then suddenly you have a large market share. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing something. Same reason Burger King hasn't gone 100% vegan yet, I guess. But
well, the key would be to get, if it offered all those kind of staples too, you'd probably get a lot of people who aren't vegan too, just who need to like run in and grab some bananas or whatever, and run in and grab, I was about to say some milk. So there you go. But like run in and grab something. Like if it's a full service grocery store, it just doesn't have any meat. Like, I don't know. Yeah. There's a lot of vegan cereal that's like accidentally vegan. There's a lot of vegan.
It would be so overwhelming of an experience to go into that store and be able to see a whole cereal aisle and that they're all vegan. You just would want to get everything. It'd be like how I was in Germany when I found these gummy candies. We just kept getting them, and I was like, we can't get this many, but you just want to get them all because they're it's there. So
yeah, Mr. Jeffrey says there's a vegan grocery store in Vancouver, but they don't really sell perishables. And that's like, we have a whole a health food store here in Black Mountain that isn't fully vegan, but it's mostly, all the like packaged stuff is vegan. It's nice to go in there, but you can't grocery shop in there. You can't, it's not like, you also have to go to the grocery store. You can get a couple things, and that's nice. Right. Nice that you can't get them at the grocery store because they have certain types of spreads and stuff that are nice, but like you can't do your whole grocery there. And so it would only be really exciting to me if it was a full service grocery store.
You have a lot of criteria for things to be exciting and good for you. It needs to be the ultimate inconvenience. Stadium food must all be in all the locations, not just one.
Yeah.
The grocery store is no good unless it has everything you need in one stop.
That's right. Yep.
Okay, I like it. High standards.
High standards. You gotta shoot for the moon, man. If you want to.
Okay. Good.
You want to reach the stars.
You're right. That's how we will spread this movement.
The stars if you want to reach the moon. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Good. All right. Number 6. Study links milk consumption with spike in prostate cancer risk in men. I was just looking back. Okay, these are the top stories. Okay, so these are all good news. This is like, I don't know if I call this good news or not. But they didn't say it was good news. They just said it was the top stories. So
most viewed stories.
No, I think they just randomly picked.
They're just like, okay,
that's my guess. Yeah, so I mean, the good news for vegans, I guess, if you want people to go vegan, then and I guess if you don't eat milk, then if you find out that that's a large cause of prostate cancer, then if you're avoiding it, then on the other side, you have a reduced risk of prostate cancer compared to the average person. So I guess in some way that's good. Yeah, I somehow missed this story entirely. Don't remember this at all. But
I think we talked about it.
Well, it's in June, so I don't know. Maybe we did. I don't know. Men who consume the most dairy, this is from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, are at a 60% increased risk for prostate cancer. So that's a huge number. So that's significant. Number 7, Burger King leads the way for vegan future of fast food, and that is true. I'm a big Burger King fan. Even before my Germany trip, I was, but seeing what they did there. Did you see, Doug, that I put the thing up on the plant-based our plant-based morning show channel, a little picture of their little mission statement or whatever?
Yeah.
In German. And they had a couple lines dedicated to plant-based and vegan on there where they were committed to expanding their options, which I thought was really cool. It does not sound like someone who's just sort of dipping their toe and seeing how it goes. They're doing that. They've also, of course, done the pop-up shops, which is one of the headlines later on. And I think they even had another one. Yeah, the vegan chicken with Impossible Foods that they've trialed. So Burger King's all over this list, and I think for good reason. I'm really much a big fan of what they're doing. All right, number 8, keto is the least healthy diet of the year. That might need to be updated for the carnivore diet or whatever. What's that thing called that he was doing?
The carnivore diet.
That was the carnivore diet. I saw a story about that one recently where they were talking about the health of that, not Veg News, so some other site. And that one sure didn't seem very good at all. I would imagine worse than keto, but who knows? So, yeah, I guess
raw testicles aren't.
Is that what he was eating?
Yeah, man, it's disgusting. God. It is so gross.
Yeah, by the way, someone texted us about that, or I guess they DM'd us about the Liver King story. You had mentioned it on Friday when we did that little 5-minute show to explain that we weren't going to be able to do a full show because we had something come up. But perhaps we should revisit that one in some way. But the point is, I mean, the quick version is the Liver King guy. Turned out it was leaked. Some sort of emails between him and his doctor or somebody showed that he was using steroids in order to get so jacked up, and the meat he was eating may have had little to do with it. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, he just eats like organs and stuff, and it just seemed really, really gross to me. Yeah, of course. All right. Couple more here, and then they drop off quick. Food Network taps Tabitha Brown to host Verse Vegan show. I don't know what this is. It's complicated. We may have talked about it. I don't know who Tabitha Brown is. Is that a celebrity person?
She's a celebrity TikToker.
Oh, okay. All right. So she's apparently easy to watch, and hopefully does a good job.
This is big. I think this is cool. She's huge on TikTok, and to have a vegan show, I think she's like the perfect person for a vegan show. I think that's great.
Man, I wish I would have been a TikTok star, dog. I started 10 years too early in this path because they're getting all kinds of good deals. It seems like
they are. Yeah. I think we all wish we were TikTok stars, Matt. But...
Yeah. Well, at least we get to do this. So is It's Complicated out yet? Can you watch it?
No, that I don't know. But
yeah, looks like it's out. I'm googling it now. Episode guide. You can watch it on a bunch of things: Fubo, Discovery Plus, YouTube TV, Amazon Prime. You won't watch it. You gonna go watch it, Doug, after this?
Maybe.
You're not gonna watch it.
Probably not.
Neither am I. I'm just not interested in food competition shows anymore. They're just not good. I want someone cooking food and telling me about how good it is.
You know what? I'm a little bit embarrassed, but not too embarrassed to say this. But show we've been watching is Best in Dough. It's a Netflix pizza competition with one of the guys from The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
Okay.
And it's not a good show. Like, there's nothing all that good about it. But my affinity for pizza has drawn me to this show, and I've picked up some tips. And that, I think I teased a little while ago that I was doing some experimenting on my dough making, and it's been inspired by Best in Dough here. So I think sometimes those competitions are good.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed some of them. I think it was Top Chef that I enjoyed. Top Chef Family, edition or kid edition. I watched that with my daughter, and that was good. I forgot to tell you, Doug, I had 3 different pizza varieties in my 36 hours in Milan, and 2 I had never even heard of before. One was made with like soy flour and some kind of wheat and something. It's like some 600-year-old recipe alternative to regular whole wheat or regular flour pizza or whatever it is, wheat pizza. Very good. So anyway, I'll have to tell you about that one day, or on this show we can do a pizza episode.
Yeah,
but not now. So that's that one. Number 10, Taco Bell gets into vegan beef. Of course, this was with the carne asada, and the little backstory was apparently they had a little thing with Beyond Meat where. Oh, I'm sorry. This is that's number 11. That's 11 is the Taco Bell and Beyond Meat launch vegan steak. Number 10 is the Taco Bell gets into vegan beef, where they tested this thing in Birmingham, Alabama, in the fall. I don't remember this at all, so I'm not sure if I missed this among other Taco Bell news.
Yeah.
But there was something where Beyond Meat had been trying to develop a thing with them, and they were not happy with it, and they sent him back, and they said, we're not doing this. Go back to the drawing board, Beyond Meat. So then they eventually came up with carne asada. So I don't really know what happened with.
Have you had that yet? Oh no, that's still being tested, right?
I think, as far as I know, it was only up in Ohio, and I don't know when it stopped, but I sure hope it comes back. That would be, or I hope it spreads, because I'd be very interested in that one for sure. I still haven't had the Beyond Meat steak that you got that one.
It's
steak
good.
Beef tips.
Yep, I still have one more bag. I'm saving it for the right,
the right burrito, right taco.
Burrito. Yeah, exactly.
All right, and then it drops off rather quickly. Avocado study, cholesterol benefits. Miyoko's Creamery makes vegan cottage cheese with watermelon seeds. I mean, how can that be a top headline of the year?
Here's my take. There's a lot of exciting stuff, obviously, to celebrate here. A lot of good headlines. A lot of things have happened. We've covered many of them on the show here, but what stands out to me about this list is a lot of them are around trials and like things coming, and very little about like permanent things that have happened or major transformations that have happened, right. either within the fast food industry or just market share and different things. So I think that I'm not gonna and that just kind of feels like a good summary of 2022 and even 2021 in the plant-based world is like a lot of things are in the works, but we're just not quite there yet. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens next year.
It's possible that is the reason. The explanation I came up with, because I noticed the same thing, is each of these things links out to the corresponding Veg News article about it. But Veg News articles are, quick news of the moment. They're not really like big pieces about like drastic sweeping change that has happened over a long period of time, because that's not news. That's just a story. Yeah. So I think perhaps that like a huge part of this, a huge missed thing here, and maybe this isn't vegan, maybe that's why they didn't include it, is the FDA, the approval of the cultured chicken from Upside Foods, I think was the name of it. But I guess in fairness, that's not vegan necessarily, because it does rely on stem cells to get started. And it's animal meat. It's just doesn't require animals to suffer for it. So that's a huge thing. And like, I think sort of to your point, the precision fermentation, to me, that's just a massive trend that has been happening in the second half of this year. For the time we've been doing this show, we just see it all the time. And it appears kind of poised to, change everything, change the pizza game. And so like they mentioned as their number 2 story, animal-free mozzarella cheese targets pizza shops. But the point there that like how good this stuff is making, dairy identical cheese, they do say that in a quick half of a sentence. But like, that to me is a major, huge trend that if we're talking about where we stand, that's just huge news. But yeah, I think you're right. There's a lot of stuff happening, and maybe we're just in this little phase where there's not yet complete mainstream adoption of these new things, and we don't know how they work, a lot of testing. So very, very good point.
2 more things that I thought were missing here in a very obvious way is no mention of 3D printed salmon, which to me was the most exciting thing that happened this year. And also no mention of a new daily podcast called the Plant-Based Morning Show.
Right.
Like, come on, like that's.
They didn't include their article that 11 vegan podcasts you need to subscribe to now that featured us. That should have been at least in the top 10, not even in the top 22. Yeah. We need to put together our own list, I think, Doug.
We do, and we know what number one's going to be.
Yeah. Yes, we do. All right. The Whole Health Experience says she's going to buy Miyoko's cream cheese right now. Thanks, even though she doesn't need it. Thank you guys. Yes, that's what we do. It affects us too. I've bought many more things because of the show that I don't really need, but I want to try them. I feel like I'm doing a good service when I do. So it is what it is. And Jeffrey Hudnall says Beyond Meat street tacos for dinner last night. They were great. That's good.
That kind of meal.
Yeah, I need someone to make me that because I don't know how to make street tacos. I just make regular tacos. All right. So any more headlines? Nothing else really interesting.
No,
right?
nothing.
Bad
nothing
vegan crossroads. Yeah, not too much.
No.
Okay, good. But good list. I appreciate the Veg News putting that out. Good stuff, and good job to them for covering all those stories. All we do is regurgitate what they've already said and other people have already said.
Hard work. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So credit where credit is due, even if they make typos in their subheadlines. All right. On that note, we will end it. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, and we will see you all then. Doug, any announcements or plugs or anything? Promos?
I want to give a shout out to Jackie with the magic hands here, who it's been going back to our my high standards. She says those standards are the standards of meat eaters. Why can't we have them too? And that's so true. What if a meat eater went to a stadium and every single place was 100% plant-based except for that one place that had meat burgers and they had to wait in line forever just to get them?
Yeah. So. Okay. Well, I think if we're talking about goals and standards, then that's right. The state of the universe is not such that we have as many of us as those. But if that's what we're aiming for, that's fine. I understand.
No, we're not aiming for that. I'm aiming for just a vegan burger. That's all I'm aiming for. Just one little measly burger.
I thought you were shoot for the moon,
That's true.
Stars,
that's true. All right.
Yeah, you're aiming for world domination, and you're hoping you get that one burger.
Yeah, exactly.
At every stand in the place.
There you go. That's right.
All right, good. All right, well, yeah, thank you, everyone. Jackie with Magic Hands, by the way, was our first repeat super fan here, I think. I mean, Steven maybe was, but he was a friend from ahead of time, so he doesn't count in that way. But there are many more have come along since then. Obviously, too many to name, not really. But Jackie with Magic Hands was very early on this show. So more shout outs. Okay, well, that's it. We'll be back tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Sounds good, everybody.
Talk to you then. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay. I couldn't figure out how to end the show. Forgot how to end it.